Hello and welcome back to 1st and 2nd grade science with Miss Allen. We have been learning all about our planet Earth. On Earth, there are living and non-living things. You may already know a little bit about this, but today we're going to learn more and some details about it. I have a question for you. What makes something a living thing? How do you know if something is living? What makes something a non-living thing? How do you know if something is not living? Well, let's find out. A living thing eats, grows, reproduces, moves on its own, and breathes. It is living. It is living. I know why. I know why. It eats, it breathes, it grows. It eats, it breathes, it grows. It is alive. It is alive. Let's learn about that in a little more detail. So we know that a living thing needs to eat, grow, reproduce, move on its own, and breathe. A living thing needs to eat. Why? A living thing needs to eat because food gives you energy. Think about when you haven't eaten. How do you feel? Living things need to eat to get nutrients. This food that a living thing eats can be different based on what species it is. For example, we are living things and humans eat foods such as vegetables, fruits, breads, proteins, and the plant is also a living thing, but it gets its nutrients or its food from sunlight using a process called photosynthesis. So a plant is a living thing, but it doesn't eat the same foods that a human who is a living thing does. A living thing needs to breathe. When a living thing respirates or breathes, it gives the cells inside itself energy. A living thing grows. Think about a human. A human grows over time. Think about a dog. A dog starts as a puppy and it has a life cycle. It grows over time. Living things grow. An earthworm is a living thing, and did you know if an earthworm loses parts of its body, it can grow it right back? A living thing reproduces or has more of itself. A living thing produces offspring. Humans have babies, dogs have puppies, and some living things lay eggs. A living thing can move all by itself. Humans walk, some living things wiggle or crawl, fly or swim. A living thing moves all on its own. A car moves, but it's not a living thing because it's not moving by itself. It is moving by an engine or a machine. Finally, one last thing, living things excrete. Humans do this when they use the bathroom. Living things get rid of waste from their body. We're going to play a game and I'm going to show you some images and quickly see if you can decide. Is it living or is it non-living, and why? Is a dog a living or non-living thing? It's a living thing. Why? Dogs need food and water to live. They breathe air and move on their own. A dog is a living thing. Is a rock a living or non-living thing? It's a non-living thing. Why? Rocks do not grow, reproduce, or breathe. They are non-living. Is an airplane a living or non-living thing? It is a non-living thing. Why? Airplanes do not move on their own. They do not need food or water to survive. They are non-living. Is a butterfly a living or non-living thing? It is living. Why? Butterflies move, grow, and reproduce. Butterflies lay eggs. In the picture, the butterfly is getting nutrients from the flower. A butterfly needs to eat to survive. It is living. Are pencils a living or non-living thing? They are a non-living thing. Why? Pencils do not breathe air or need nutrients. They are non-living. Is a fish a living or non-living thing? It is a living thing. Why? Fish reproduce, excrete waste, and breathe through gills. They are living. Finally, a tree. Is it a living or non-living thing? It is a living thing. Why? Trees grow over time. They take in nutrients from water and soil through the roots. They are a living thing. I'd like you to find a space sometime today outside of your house or at a window to look outside and see how many living and non-living things you can find. Get a piece of paper and write the word living and non-living to create 2 columns. Once you've created your 2 columns for living and non-living, walk around your space and see what you can find that is living or non-living. As you can see in my example, I found 3 living things: my dog, a plant, and my sister. I found 4 non-living things: a table, rug, window, and blanket. Another option you have is to use tally marks to find how many living and how many non-living things you can find in the environment around you. Do you find more living things or more non-living things? Thank you so much for joining me this week as we learned about living and non-living things. See you next time.